All right, boxing fans, I'm here with national champion Darius Fulghum. He's a true Renaissance man, well-educated and a great fighter as well. And as you're going to get to know in the future, he's a great human being. Darius, how'd you get started in boxing?
I started late. I started when I was 19 years old.
When you guys are on your way
2015, and I just got done with my wrestling career. I started wrestling, and I needed something else to do. And I wasn't going to get into MMA since I had that background, but I started boxing. I fell in love with it instantly. Like, as soon as I started doing it, I said, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So I made the decision from that point that I was going to be a world champ.
So you were driven by would you say it was the challenge of it, the athletic challenge of it?
Yeah, I had just like a competitive thrill, like I needed to compete, I wanted to compete. And I started late. I kind of had like a mental switch late in my life. When I was a kid growing up, I didn't know what I really wanted to do. And then I got good at wrestling, and I finally was like, this is it.
That's awesome.
So I kind of had just that drive, it's kind of late in my life, but it's kind of my last push to really do something great.
Can you tell us about your national amateur experience, what you went through, the dedication that's involved in rising up to that level?
What really gets to that level is a lot challenging for me. I was in college at the time, and so I was trying to juggle both of those things. So I missed out on a lot of opportunities to really get my name out there on a lot of big stages. But I was able to juggle both. In 2018, I won National Golden Gloves, and then right after I graduated college, I won the Olympic trials. 2019 and got on Team USA to try to compete for the Olympics, but COVID kind of got in the way of me going to the Olympics.
What have you found to be the biggest difference between the pro game and the amateur game?
A lot, really just the pacing of it. Styles are completely different in the pros. I've always been more of a pro style of a fighter. Three rounds is always too short for me to really establish what I was trying to do in a fight. So that's one of the big differences. The gloves are a big difference too, obviously. We fight with smaller gloves, but the impact that the gloves feel are completely different. When I was on the team, we fought without headgear, so I already had that experience going in. But I really just say the pacing of the fight is a lot different.
So if you're not boxing, what do you do for hobbies? What do you do for recreation, downtime, so on and so forth?
Really, I just spend time with my family. I'm a big family guy. I always go and disturb my brother's and his wife's peace. Anytime I get an opportunity to, I go crash at their spot and just chill with them. But I'm a big anime guy. So my downtime when I'm not training is I'm on my couch and I'm watching anime.
On a serious note, we've been in New York, we've been having a lot of issues with gun violence, and I know you're from Houston.
Right.
And, we've seen all this terror and destruction going on, so on and so forth. And I'm not asking you to be a politician or a president, but I'm asking for a real thing because I don't think they're really solving the problems. Okay, I'm a teacher myself. I work with inner city kids. How do you think we could really make effective change? And, you can't make anything perfect, but how can we make sure these communities are safer and then people are safer?
It's something you say just for gun violence, or you're talking about for the school shooters because that hit me home. That was close to home, the one that recently happened, a couple hours away, and it bothered me a lot. I'm not a gun guy. Even though I'm from Texas, I feel like we're all big on guns. I'm not a gun guy. I'm not a fan of them at all. I feel like those laws took place and were created in a different time.
Yep.
We're in a completely different time now. We have 18-year-olds now that can have an AR. It just doesn't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Even though 18-year-olds are considered adults, I remember when I was 18, I wasn't mature at all. And to think that somebody when I was that age was able to carry an AR, not a fan of it.
So they're focusing on the glamour of it rather than the real ramifications.
So I really do think gun laws definitely need to tighten down. I'm not a fan of them, period. You hear in other countries that they don't have those problems, right? They may have knife fights, but they're not going to have gun violence. The difference with that is the knives compared to guns. Guns, we're talking about mass killings, mass shootings. So many people died in this incident in schools. And just to think of elementary school, I think that's what devastates the most. I don't think I've ever heard an elementary school. You think of high schools, older kids, but to hear about somebody going to shoot up little kids that are 8 years old, That's just devastating.
Yeah, they really have to take comprehensive action. They passed the bill, but they're not banning the assault weapons.
Right.
So they raised the age to 21, but still they're not raising the assault weapons. Let me ask you this in closing. Do you think if more kids had the opportunity to box, get really involved in physical activities, it might decrease a lot of this violent activities?
Honestly and truly, I do. When I first thought about it, I thought about this for a while. I didn't think so. Because I was wondering if I was a young kid when I started, would I be more prone to like, okay, I can fight, I can beat anybody up. Would I go take advantage of that? But you find out it's not the case, you know? The more I learn to fight, and it's more passive and more like, I don't like conflict. I don't like confrontation. I shy away from it. But the thing that boxing teaches so much is about hard work, dedication, and get you involved with a family, a support system of people who are just like-minded individuals, teach you how to defend yourself and really care about others, you know? I feel like more people get into boxing would be a lot better people and ready for life in general.
There's beautiful sentiments, and you combine great physical skills with great intellectual stuff. You're pushing yourself in both dimensions. Next fight, so do you know you don't have a specific date yet, right?
I don't have a date just yet, but it's looking like end of July, early August.
Very good. And where can the people follow you?
Really, I'm more active on Instagram, which is just my name. It's Darius Fulghum, Darius Fulghum. Just on Instagram, that's the main social media I use.
Awesome stuff. It's an honor to talk with you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
All right.